Get him out of here.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm just trying to make it better for everyone.
Welcome to Cnext. Today, we're ranking the top 10 best new Netflix series of 2024 so far. Get your popcorn ready, set, and let's go.
I chased down every hint of the Avatar. It's my destiny.
Number 10, Griselda.
I heard that you like my product. We can make a lot of money together.
Pablo Escobar has only said this about one person. The only man I was ever afraid of was a woman named Griselda Blanco. You've probably already seen the pictures of Modern Family's Sofia Vergara clad in transformative makeup. Griselda is a high-stakes series about the cocaine godmother. Griselda is as terrifying as it gets, a cutthroat drug lord who's charming enough to convince you to join her cartel and cunning enough to outsmart every person who challenges her. Griselda has resulted in a Breaking Bad-esque effect where you're rooting for the anti-hero, definitely villainous protagonist. Griselda goes through the phases, running from an abusive husband, tempted by money, and then running a tight ship and fighting misogyny. And eventually, her downfall.
I want to cut her head off. Váyase a casa, señora.
Number 9, Dead Boy Detectives.
You are my best mate. I wouldn't want to be dead with anyone else.
How many new ways can you write a detective story in 2024? This lineup will surprise you. Dead Boy Detectives? It's not just a catchy name, they're actually dead. The premise, Charles Rowland and Edwin Payne, played by Jaden Reverie and George Rextew, are two teenage ghosts who team up with a clairvoyant for their equally supernatural clients. Well, that is until a witch interferes with their Hardy Boys-esque routine. If you're still on the fence, there is a spoiler-free spoiler we can tell you. At some point, you are going to see Lucas Cage as a Cat King. No context will be provided until then.
I'm not going back to hell.
Number 8, Boy Swallows Universe.
He did bad things, didn't he?
We all do bad things sometimes.
How do you combine fever dream-like realism, crime, and mystery in a suburban setting? There is nothing on the market that's like Boy Swallows Universe. Set in Brisbane, Australia in the 1980s, we have Eli Bell and a red telephone with a mysterious voice on the other side. It's based on the 2018 novel by Trent Dalton. Bell, played by Felix Cameron and Zach Burgess, has a plate full of trouble. A recovering addict mom, a dealer stepdad, an absentee father, and schoolyard bullies. For company, there's his older brother Gus, who can only be understood by Eli, Eli's best friend and ex-con, Slim Holiday, inmate Alex Bermuda, and his crush, crime journalist Caitlin Spies.
Get him out of here.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm just trying to make it better for everyone.
Number 7, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
The world needs the Avatar.
The original series almost 2 decades ago was so iconic that it spawned games, a movie, and an extended universe of the Avatar world. The highly anticipated series? It needs to be broken down into a few parts. 1, it's visually stunning. The budget for the CGI and props must have been dramatically expensive. 2, it's only 8 episodes. As a result, you dive straight into the action. 3, are the characters done justice? See for yourself. Sokka is still funny. Katara is magnificent. Prince Zuko will capture your heart. And Aang, the master of all 4 elements, has his work of defeating the Once World Domination Fire Nation cut out for him.
I'm the Avatar, and I'm gonna save the world. With my friends.
Number 6, The Brother's Son.
I don't think we've ever hugged before.
We're probably gonna die, so might as well get one in before you go.
The Brother's Son is built on layers and generational trauma. First, you have Michelle Yeoh's Eileen's son, an immigrant mother who's doing the best she can to provide for her son Bruce. Bruce isn't the prodigal, college-attending son she thinks she's sending tuition checks to. Samsung Lee's character is a medical student who loves medical marijuana too much to pay for his collegiate education. Hence, his need to join a low-stakes drug gang, if something like that ever existed. Then we have the eldest, Charles Chairleg's son of Big Son, who's the head of the Jade Dragons triad. Charles is reunited with his mother and brother by the assassination of the head of a Taiwanese triad. Protect the family is their motto. Charles's enemies come knocking, resulting in action-packed fight scenes, superhero-esque combat, and family dynamics that will get you glued to the screen.
Mom?
Number 5, The Gentleman.
I used to be in business with your father. I have certain interests that I need to discuss with you.
Now, what happens down there?
Theo James and K.S. Scodelario, that's it. That's the prompt. But then you stay for the actual plot. The Gentleman tells the story of Eddie Halstead, an aristocrat who inherits his family estate, only to find out that it's home to an entire criminal enterprise, a weed empire, and its roots? Way too deep to take out by himself. The series is set in the same world as Guy Ritchie's original movie of the same name in 2019. It's actually an expansion of Matthew McConaughey and his boss, Michael Pearson's cannabis empire.
Though they appear to be house-joined, don't be deceived by the facade.
Number 4, Three-Body Problem.
What happened to them?
Will the sins of our past continue to haunt our future? Short answer, yes. Long answer, when an epidemic of mysterious suicides start, Private Intelligence Officer Clarence Shee tries to save the world. Based on The Three-Body Problem by Lynn Sixon, the TV series counterpart tells the story of a world that took technology too far. It's known that Netflix poured fortunes into making this come to the small screen and produced by David Benioff, D.B. Weiss, and Alexander Wu. Yes, the Benioff and Weiss from Game of Thrones. Three-Body Problem spans entire decades, generations, and realities.
They are coming, and there's nothing you can do to stop them.
Number 3, Ripley.
Tom what?
Ripley.
Andrew Scott stepped out of his hot priest cloak and into that of a grifter's, Tom Ripley. Ripley is hired to get a rich man's son to return home. It's an adaptation of the 1955 novel The Talented Mr. Ripley. This Ripley was fighting for his livelihood in New York, one scam at a time, when he was offered this chance: go to Italy to get Dickie Greenleaf to come home. But Dickie, who's leading a picturesque countryside life with Dakota Fanning's Marge Sherwood, doesn't want to come home. What comes next is a series of unfortunate events, stylishly shot, more scams, more cities.
This is what I do for a living. You're interfering.
I'd like you to leave.
I bet you would.
Number 2, One Day.
After we met, I had a bit of a crush on you.
So what happened to it? This crush.
Get your tissues ready. One Day, based on the original novel and British movie, is just chef's kiss. It is, without being dramatic, a roller coaster of emotions. Like a lot of couples, their relationship spans over a decade. However, it's not as straightforward as it seems. Dexter and Ebba's labyrinthian journey to each other and away from each other, and the poignant and often heart-wrenching moments in between, take the performance Anne Hathaway and Jim Sturgis left and elevated it to a whole new level.
Back in the late 80s, it was all I thought about.
And now?
I thought I finally got rid of you.
Before we reveal our first pick, let's look at some honorable mentions. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Fool Me Once. House of Ninjas. American Nightmare.
I wake up. Bright light blinding us. Taser goes off.
Number 1, Baby Reindeer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my stalker. Say hello to Martha.
Don't you say that to me! Apologize to me right now!
It's not this often that a show leaves you baffled, hurting, compelled, traumatized, and with a dropped jaw. The layers upon layers of this are insane. Donnie has a problem. He has a stalker, but it's not as straightforward as that. Martha, played by Jessica Gunning, is obsessed with bartender Donnie, who's played by the actual writer, aka the person whom this happened. For the next few years, Martha stalks Donnie. In real life, because this is based on true events, she sends him over 41,000 emails, over 350 hours worth of voice messages, and actively hurts the people around him. She stalks his house, work, his parents, and his dates. When he eventually went to the police, he was dismissed. What possible conclusion can this stalker story reach?
Look, Martha, just go back home.
I have a sneaky feeling you might be the death of me.
And those are the top 10 best new Netflix series of 2024 so far. What did you think? Did we miss one of your favorites? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell below to be notified of new content. Thanks for watching.